So there is a very, very strong positive feedback loop with this approach, in the fact that the miners who are uploading their models are incentivized to upload the best models. Good evening, ladies. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Bittensor, ticker symbol TAO. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll have seen that I've been extremely bullish on the intersection between crypto and AI. And Bittensor is one of the projects actually implementing this successfully. Sorry for the background, I'm not in my usual setup, so you're just going to have to deal with it for today's video. But I don't think anyone on YouTube has explained Bittensor very well, so in today's video I'm going to try and do that for you. So what is Bittensor's primary vision? So as some of you might know, I think most of you probably know, it's extremely expensive to create an AI model. You need a huge amount of computer power and a huge amount of resources. So the only ones who are really capable of doing that are big tech, the likes of Google, Microsoft, Apple, etc., and OpenAI. Now I say OpenAI because their models are completely hidden. They're all behind closed gardens. There's nothing really open source about these models. So as we know, artificial intelligence is going to be one of the biggest shift changes in human society ever. And the fact that all the models are controlled by a select very few companies is potentially extremely dangerous. So that's one of the primary motivations to start Bittensor. This is a decentralized AI project. As I've said, I think crypto plus AI is going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest narrative in the next crypto bull cycle. Okay, so how can we solve this problem and decentralize AI? So let's look at another corollary. What is a project that has managed to create a distributed, massive computer network? Bitcoin, of course. Now, Bitcoin is creating these kind of useless SHA-256 hashes. So in Bitcoin, you spend a lot of electrical energy through these supercomputers to mine for Bitcoin. Whereas with Bittensor, the miners are the people who are contributing AI models to the network. So as you'll see throughout this video, there's a lot of similarities in the vision behind Bittensor as there is with Bitcoin. The founder of Bittensor was actually very, very much like a kind of a Bitcoin maxi. So you'll see this throughout this video that there are these big similarities. So probably one of the reasons that you clicked onto this video is because you've seen the enormous performance of the TAO token recently. And just even today, the TAO token is up 36%. Now, I think that might be an anomaly because today Sam Altman got fired from OpenAI. So potentially there's, Bittensor is sort of a competitor to OpenAI, but it's, minuscule in comparison. But nevertheless, it's up 36% today. So crazy pump. But I'm generally of the belief that the coins that are performing well, especially the coins that are performing well when the only people left in the crypto are the people who really care about crypto and the people who know a lot about crypto. There's no normies left in crypto right now. It's the only people who actually care a lot about crypto that are around right now. So if a coin is pumping and outperforming the majority of coins in this sort of environment, that speaks volumes. And I believe that the coins that are performing well are going to be the coins that continue performing well. So like we've talked about, a lot of the coins that have been performing well before they started performing well, and even since they started performing well, and TAO is definitely one of them. Now Bittensor is definitely not, it takes more than one day's research to understand this coin and to understand this project. It's a very complicated project, and because of that, you've kind of got two sets of investors with this coin. You've got the extremely right curve investors, like super geniuses, and also the left curve investors. Now, if you don't know that meme, well, here's that meme for reference, but that is not a bad thing. That is probably one of the best things you want to see with a coin. And another example is Solana. Solana very much has extremely intelligent people. I'm not one of them extremely intelligent people. I'm definitely not an AI expert whatsoever. But there's also the left curve people who invest in Solana, like myself, who just say, oh, Solana is way cheaper and way faster. I don't have to bridge to a layer 2 to use Solana. Everything can be done on the layer 1. I should buy this coin. And the same with Bittensor is, oh, AI plus crypto. This is decentralizing AI. I should buy this coin. And then when you do the fundamental research into this coin, you see that there's actually something there, but it is very complex. So let's dive into how it works a little bit. So Bittensor decentralizes AI in the fact that anybody can upload a model to the Bittensor network and anyone can access that model by paying in TAO tokens. Now the people who upload the models to the Bittensor network, however well their model is received, they get paid out in TAO tokens. So the better model you upload to the TAO network, the better you're going to get paid. So the people uploading the models, the AI models, are the miners, and the users of these models have to pay in TAO tokens. So there is a very, very strong positive feedback loop with this approach, in the fact that the miners who are uploading their models are incentivized to upload the best models and are incentivized to continually improve their model and make it better and better and better, because the better model that they upload, the more tokens that they're going to get. So in the fact that the models are much better in the Bittensor network, the better they're getting, the more users the Bittensor network is going to attract, because they're going to want access to these really good models. So the Bittensor users have to pay in Bittensor tokens to access these models. So that's going to drive up the price of the Bittensor TAO token. And then, okay, now there's a bigger reward for people uploading AI models. So if there's potentially a bigger reward, they're going to upload even better models. So you can see the positive feedback loop here. They get more, the miners, the people uploading the models, are going to upload better models to get more TAO tokens. The TAO token price is going to go up because people are willing to pay more to access these models, and more people are going to come to access these models, which is going to further drive up the price because they have to buy the TAO tokens to be able to access these models. So that was one of my big realizations when researching this coin, and I don't think anyone's really explained that feedback loop, but it's extremely important to understand. But the other nice thing about this model, as we've discussed, it's decentralized. Anyone can access these models, but it's also eventually, hopefully, it's going to be a cheaper way to access AI models, an easier way to access AI models for the general public. Now there's a number of different subnets on the Bittensor network that have these different AI models. So I think the first one is, a general chatbot, like a ChatGPT competitor. So that's the first subnet. I think the fifth subnet is a text-to-image generator. So that's similar to the likes of Midjourney or something like that. And you can actually try out the image generator for yourself. It's quite good. It's TAO.studio. I'll link it in the description if you want to try it out. But it's actually a working product already, which is cool. Yeah. So the actual original vision for Bittensor was that all of these AI models that are uploaded to Bittensor would actually learn from each other, and they would compound upon one another and create like a super intelligent AI, like one that we haven't seen before, like the best, most incredible AI, better than OpenAI, better than Google's AI. And that's what some of the community members will tell you it's going to happen with Bittensor. Bittensor is going to completely revolutionize AI. It's going to take over the world. Like, there's some crazy bulls on Bittensor, which is good for the token price. As sorry if you're one of these people who are just a little bit too deluded about Bittensor's potential, because eventually people like you are going to be the exit liquidity. So it is very important to be kind of somewhat rational. You can see the value for Bittensor, but you don't want to get carried away by what could potentially happen. Like if that did happen, where you could compound the AIs together to create this super intelligence that everyone is trying to create, AGI, just so happens that Bittensor, $1 billion cryptocurrency, is going to do, like, obviously that would be enormous, but that's, from my understanding, it's not exactly how AIs work. Unfortunately, I think that's a little bit too good to be true at the moment. However, like I discussed, that doesn't mean Bittensor doesn't have any use case whatsoever. Like, the fact that there's all these different subnets all providing useful AI models that anyone can use, and the TAO token is the centerpiece of it all, including the centerpiece for storage as well as the AI models. Like, there is a strong narrative, there is strong fundamentals behind this coin. Just potentially it's not going to become the number one AI super intelligence of the entire world, AGI kind of thing. So just keep your expectations in check with this coin, with this project, is what I'd recommend. Now, I'm not an AI expert, and this is just my preliminary research on this project. So I could be wrong. This could be the project in the world that breaks the AGI problem. However, from what I've read, these models aren't really learning from each other. They're not really like becoming more intelligent from each other. They are learning from each other in the fact that they are the ones voting for who gets the highest, whose models are the best, and who gets the highest amount of tokens. So they are kind of learning from each other, but it's not improving their overall, the model's usefulness and intelligence at this moment. Okay, so let's talk about the tokenomics. As I've mentioned at the start of this video, the vision for Bittensor is very similar to the vision for Bitcoin, and the tokenomics are actually the exact same. So it's a completely fair distribution. The only way you can get Bittensor tokens, there's no pre-sale, there's no insider investors. The only way you could get TAO tokens was to actually go ahead and mine the TAO tokens yourself. And the way to mine your TAO tokens, of course, is to upload your AI models. So there's 21 million coins, there's a 4-year cycle. So because it's a new project, there's a lot of inflation right now, because just like Bitcoin in the early days, there was a huge amount of inflation at the first year or two. But despite that, the Bitcoin price still went absolutely berserk. So the fair distribution, in the fact that there's no insiders dumping their coins on you, kind of potentially outweighs the fact that there's a huge amount of inflation. So what are my final conclusions on Bittensor? Do I think it's going to perform well in the next cycle? Well, as I said at the beginning of this video, I think AI plus crypto is going to be the biggest narrative in the next cycle. It's not getting anywhere near the amount of hype it deserves right now. So there's a few different AI coins I have my eye on, and this is absolutely one of them. This is probably the leading AI coin in the entire crypto space right now. So even just from a narrative perspective, the fact that this has a revolutionary new product, a revolutionary new way to distribute AI and make it kind of fair and decentralized, like it has such a good narrative going into the next cycle. Like even if it doesn't create the next AGI, I think this is going to be a very, very strong performing coin in the next cycle. Now I don't own any yet, but if there's a dip at any point, I'm going to have to start accumulating a bag and position for the next cycle, because yeah, I do think this definitely has legs for the next cycle in my personal opinion. But like I said, I'm going to keep my hopes in check with this coin. I don't think it's going to create an AGI. I don't think it's going to completely disrupt OpenAI. It's not going to completely disrupt Google, etc., etc. So just keep your hopes in check with this coin. It's an interesting product. It has a perfect narrative going into the next cycle. So that's why I think I am going to be adding it to my personal portfolio. And that, of course, is not financial advice. So thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed the video. I know there's probably going to be a lot of people who are, TAO maxis coming at me telling me everything I said wrong in the comment section. So please fire away. Let me know more about this project, because I definitely want to research it further. Let me know and any other information you can tell me about the project in a few short words. I would find that really useful. So thanks again for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.